Hey everybody, those of you who had the chance to see one or some of the videos from today, yes, I was blessed to be able to go up to Har HaBayit, up to the Temple Mount this morning. Unbelievable. And actually, of all the times I've gone up, which a handful already, this was the quietest and smoothest visit on the Temple Mount I have ever had. Usually it takes an hour or two to wait until you're allowed up, and then you have the Muslims screaming at you on top of Har HaBayit while you're walking through. This time went up quickly, and there was no screaming or yelling from the Muslims. It was quiet. It was unbelievable. It was Gan Eden. It was unbelievable. That was the good story I wanted to tell you. Now I want to tell you the shocking story. And if you know about going up to the Temple Mount, this won't be so shocking to you, but it shocked me. It totally, totally shocked me. Hello, Abba. Thanks for watching. I didn't get to tell anyone this except for David Winter, who was with me this morning. Now, those of you who know me know that I do reserve duty. In Israel, it's called Miluim. And my Miluim unit, my IDF reserve duty unit, we have a special jacket. We got a special winter fleece jacket. See? Nice army olive green jacket. Shalom, Miriam. How you doing? Great seeing you. Now, today was a little cold, right? I was wearing my army fleece jacket to go up to Har HaBayit. And whenever you go up to Har HaBayit, when you go up to the Temple Mount, they give you a security briefing. What's the security briefing? Not about what can happen to you. Hello, Marianne. It's about you're not allowed to pray, you're not allowed to make blessings, you're not allowed to bow down. It's all about what we are forbidden to do because the Muslims run the Temple Mount and they will not allow any Jews to do anything that shows that we are Jewish and this is a Jewish holy site. That is the way of the Muslims. So the police officer sees me wearing my army jacket and he goes, "You can't wear this." I'm like, "What are you talking about? It's a jacket. It's cold out." He goes, "No, you can't wear that. Take it off." I'm like, "Why can't I wear it? Because it's my army jacket? Why can't I wear it?" And then he points to my sleeve. Look at my sleeve, folks. What do I have on my sleeve? I have the flag of Israel. This is an Israeli jacket. This is an army jacket. I am forbidden, or any Jew is forbidden, to bring any symbol of Israel. I couldn't go up to the holiest place of the Jewish people with the sign, the symbol of the Israeli flag. It's on my jacket, for goodness sake. I was forbidden to go up to the holiest place of the Jewish people in the capital, the united eternal capital of the Jewish people, forbidden to go up to the Temple Mount with my jacket because it has the flag of Israel. I was stunned. I was shocked. I wasn't arguing with the guy, Shalom Aliza, but I was like, "Are you serious?" I'm talking to the police officer. "Are you serious? This is my army jacket. I'm Israeli. I'm a soldier. It's the Israeli flag." And he starts getting upset at me. I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. I'm not arguing with you because listen, I have an end goal, folks. What's my end goal? My end goal is for more and more people to go up to visit the Temple Mount so that the day will come sooner or later that we will all be going up there, that we will be allowed to pray there, there will be equality of religious freedom for all because the Temple Mount is supposed to be a place where Jews, Christians, and Muslims and people of all faiths are able to come and pray. That is the Jewish vision of Har HaBayit, of the Temple Mount. That is God's home for all of humanity. It is Islam. It is the sickness of Islam, and I'm calling it sickness, and I'm very strong about calling it sickness, that they discriminate and against everyone else who is not Muslim in order to put you down if you are not Muslim by taking our holy place and turning it into their holy place and only their holy place, and then not allowing non-Muslims to not have the same rights as them. That is discrimination. That is sick. And it's the sickness of the Western society or even the Jewish world and the leadership of Israel that we have allowed to appease this sickness in Islam. There will only be peace when there is equality between Muslims, Christians, and Jews. In Christian countries, Muslims have freedom of religion. In Israel, the only Jewish country, Muslims and Christians have freedom of religion. There will only be peace when the Muslims allow freedom of religion to others as well. As long as the world appeases the Muslim world, that we are all discriminated against, and that Israel allows for our own holy place, for us Jews to be discriminated against by the Muslims, let them go and pray there too. They say it's their holy site. It's a bunch of BS. It is not holy to them. Anyone who knows the history of Islam knows that the Al-Aqsa Mosque, first of all, is not the Dome of the Rock. It is the black mosque to the side, not even on the official Temple Mount. Anyone who knows Islamic history knows that the Al-Aqsa Mosque is really in Saudi Arabia. It was only an offshoot of Islam that set up, that created the Al-Aqsa Mosque. It's in Jerusalem. The real Al-Aqsa Mosque, asked Mordechai Kedar, Professor Mordechai Kedar, he is an expert on Islam and the Middle East. The real Al-Aqsa Mosque is really in Saudi Arabia, so it's a whole myth that the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem is holy to Islam. It is holy to the Jewish people, and it's a holy place for the Jewish people. It's a holy place of God for all people. But yet the Muslims don't let that happen. And our silence are allowing the Muslims to continue their discrimination against everyone non-Muslim. Our appeasement of Jews, of Christians, of the United Nations, of world leaders, it is horrible. We are allowing the continued discrimination of anyone non-Muslim by the Muslim world by not standing up to the intolerance that exists as a cancer in the Muslim world. So while I was arguing with that police officer, I wasn't arguing, I was just in shock. So I wasn't going to argue with him because I want to go up there. Because I want to continue going up there. I want more people to go up there as more and more Jews go up to Har HaBayit. We are part of the Geula of bringing a change for the good of all of humanity and for the good of Muslims themselves. Because there are so many peaceful, loving Muslims who are discriminated against and who also are punished by their own Muslim brethren. It is only by us standing up to the Muslim world, and yes, by Jews going up and visiting Har HaBayit, we are helping all of humanity get rid of the horrible intolerance and discrimination that exists within Islam against their own and against the rest of us. So I took my jacket off and I gave it to the police officer, and it stayed down below at the gate. And then I went up with my friend David Winter up to Har HaBayit. But it was crazy. I'm not allowed up onto the holiest place of the Jewish people in Israel's capital of Jerusalem because I have the Israeli flag on my coat. It's craziness. Craziness. So that's the crazy story. Now I want to tell you the other crazy story, but this is the good ending. The police officer, folks, I see your comments, I'll tell him afterwards. The police officer in charge is a non-Jew, and he was very strict, and he comes off being mean and strict. And you have to understand, when you go up to the Temple Mount, the Muslims are watching us. And if you make a prayer, it's forbidden for us to drink water or eat an apple because we say a blessing. And if we say a blessing, then we're thrown off the Temple Mount because that offends the Muslims. It doesn't offend the Muslim. It's just that is their way of discriminating against us as Jews, showing that, we are not allowing the Jews to use this as their holy place. They don't even let us say our prayers or blessings. It's craziness. And even more crazy that the Israeli government allows and appeases them, because that was part of the peace agreement with Jordan. Of course, you want peace with Jordan? Yeah, you have to give up you have to allow them to discriminate against us. Crazy, what a crazy world. In any case, so this police officer, he's strict and mean. Now, when you go up, we're not allowed to pray. But sometimes when I go up, and I go up with different groups, everyone says, let's be quiet for a minute. We can't use our mouths to say a prayer, but say a silent prayer inside of you. So there was a moment that I just stood there, and I said a prayer in my head. And I was silent. I didn't move my mouth, because if I would have moved my lips, I would have been kicked off. I just stood there silently and said a prayer. Now, as a religious Jew, there are certain things I do subconsciously when I pray. So when I was standing there and just saying the prayer silently in my head, I chuckled. I just chuckled a little like this, just one little chuckle. I didn't even pay attention to it. I didn't do it on purpose, but that's what I'm used to doing. I've been doing that for 43 years. I chuckle when I pray. This non-Jewish police officer came up to me and he started whispering. He goes, "You know what you just did? Don't do it again, and just smile and walk away." So what did this non-Jewish police officer, he's an Israeli police officer. He works for Israel, but he enforces the Muslim rules against us Jews being able to do anything up there. But he was basically telling me, they didn't catch you, so just smile and walk away. And he was basically helping me so I wouldn't get caught. And that again, some people look at these police officers and sometimes they're mean to us and they're strict to us. And yes, it is very offensive and it hurts. But on the other hand, they're doing their job, even though I don't like what their job is. I don't like the fact that the state of Israel told them to enforce rules that discriminate against non-Muslims and discriminate against me on my holy place, in my holy city, in my holy homeland. But that was their job they were given. And even though they were given that job to enforce these discriminating rules against me, us, here this police officer was basically showing his human side to me and showing his Israeli side to me and trying to help me as well. So those were the two crazy stories of my visit today on the Temple Mount. But again, I want to end with this very, very important message. The message is, and I believe this in my heart, the way we're going to help humanity is by standing up against the appeasement towards the Muslim world, standing up against the discrimination and intolerance of the Muslim world. And the best place to start and make that happen is, yes, it's in the one place that they make the biggest issue over, which is our holy Temple Mount, our Har HaBayit. The more Jews who visit the Temple Mount every day, we will be bringing the change to benefit all of humanity, not just for those Jews who want to visit the Temple Mount, but for the Christians and the Yazidis and the Muslims who want to live in peace in today's world. Only when the Muslim world gets the message that we're not going to take it, we're not going to take their intolerance and discrimination and terror against us anymore. And the best place to start with making that message seen and heard loud and clear is more and more Jews coming to visit the Temple Mount. The numbers are going up year by year, but the true difference is not going to come about until the masses come. You can be part of the masses. So please get the message out there. And it doesn't make a difference to me. You're religious, you're not religious. We are all humanity. This is a step necessary to benefit all of humanity because it's going to piss them off. And the only way we're going to make any difference in stopping their intolerance and discrimination is by pissing them off. And I hate using this language, dealing with such a holy place and holy concepts. But sorry, I'm talking real politic here. And the real politic is the only way to change the discrimination, intolerance, and terror and violence in the Muslim world against all of us, Muslims, Christians, and Jews, is yes, to stick our finger in their eye and tell them we're not going to take it anymore. And that's going to start on the Temple Mount with more and more people visiting. So if you live in Israel, or if you live abroad and you're visiting Israel, contact me and I will go up with you. I will send you the laws. I will tell you what to do. If I'm able to join you, I will join you. Otherwise, I'll put you in touch with other people. But let's be a part of this change for all of humanity. Because again, the temple and the Temple Mount is God's home, which is holy for people of all religions to come and pray, not just the Jews. So how can we allow the Muslims to basically make it only theirs and no one else's and discriminate against all the rest of us? We can't. All right, what I get? We got comments here, folks. Let me go through it. All right. My father says hi if you're watching. Hello, Abba. Thanks for watching. Hi, Marianne. Yes, Marianne, so ridiculous. Shalom in Lod. Hello, Jason. Lori, I was worried you were going to be kicked out when you were silently praying and that guard came towards you. You saw me? How did you see me? I wasn't videoing. But yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about, Lori. Exactly. Aliza, thanks for being here. Can you remind him he is in Israel? Oh yeah, it has nothing to do with that's the sad thing, Marianne. It has nothing to do with that. So Bathsheba is saying pure insanity, just infuriating. Yes, totally infuriating. But anyone who knows me, I'm an optimist, and I want to. And I look at the end game. I'm not looking just as now. I'm looking at the end game, and the end game is we are making a difference, and things are changing. And positive change is coming, and it's happening. And as more Jews go up, we are bringing the change for everyone, for all of humanity. So even though this specific instance is infuriating and it is an insane situation, I am making sure I'm part of the change. And my call out is to all of you, join me in being part of the change and bringing humanity to a better place. And it all starts with the center of the world, the center of the existence, which is the Temple Mount. So El Bash says he's shocked. Yes. Hello, everyone, for being here. Jen was here. Hello, Marianne. Remind him you won that Temple Mount back in 19... Yeah, again, it has nothing to do with reality. Adam, how you doing? Batsheva. Nachum Siegel is here. Shalom, Nachum. I was just listening to JM in the AM today. Amazing. Muslims are man nation. You are right. Hashem bless you, my dear Abby. Thank you so much, Brush. I really appreciate your blessings. Yeshua was in. Matt, I was not allowed on the Temple Mount this summer because the Waqif bastard didn't like my kippah. Right? Sometimes it's just their idiocy, and the police just listen because unfortunately those were the rules they were given, to just listen to whatever the Muslim Waqf say. It's horrible. Alexandra is here. Hello, Alexandra. Folks, Alexandra just wrote an amazing post showing that unfortunately within the progressive, tolerant world, they preach tolerance, but they don't practice it. Really important post that she wrote. That was great, Alexandra. Marianne, the Muslims will never be satisfied and will always want what the Jewish people have built. It's so important to understand Islam. It's so important to learn the history of Islam. People say that Israel is an occupying country, that Israel, the Jews, we are the conquerors. Folks, it's the height of hypocrisy. It's total Orwellianism. Anyone who understands Islam is a conquering culture. It started in Saudi Arabia. They conquer by the sword, and they forcefully convert by the sword, and they have conquered most of the Middle East and North Africa. It is Islam who are conquerors and occupiers of so many parts of the world, and they want to do that in Europe as well. The first day of the Islamic calendar is the day of the first migration to another place to take over that place with Islam. People have to learn Islam and the history of Islam, and I've learned plenty from Mordechai Kedar. He is brilliant. He knows his stuff. One of the best Middle Eastern. Tova was here, and Tova was asking if women can go. Yes, women can go. Women can go up to the Temple Mount. If you are obviously going up to the Temple Mount, you have to become pure. We go to a mikvah. All right, I'm talking in Jewish terminology, folks, for people who understand Jewish law. So whenever anyone goes to the mikvah, whenever anyone goes up to Har HaBayit, to the Temple Mount, we have to go to the mikvah. Women as well have to go up to the mikvah. Very, very important rule. And don't ask me why this is or why there is a difference for men and women. For a woman to go up to the Temple Mount, it must be during her clean days of the month, and there has to be a husband and wife can't be together for 3 days prior to a married woman going up to the Temple Mount. I don't know about single women. I imagine they can go to the mikveh, and the other issue doesn't have to deal with them. But anyone interested in the laws of who can and when you can go up to the Temple Mount and what you have to do, contact me. I will send you all that information. Bushra, it's very hurting. Why? Muslims have the rights to go there, and for Jews not. It's not fair. Hashem will come to us. It's totally not fair, but again, Bushra, reality is not fair, and it's not about, I'm not here to complain about reality. I'm here to share the reality with people so people learn, but then be part of the change so we can change and make a better reality. That's my perspective on things. Alexandra, Islamist supremacists discussing how the world stand by and doesn't get exactly, and I want to be part of that change. But if Jews breathe the wrong way, we get international. Exactly, that's the way it is. Paula, amen, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Paula, for being here. Abolish the Dhimmi attitude. Totally, Alexandra. Randy was here. Hello. Annie was here. Okay, Marianne, can you explain more about why Defense Minister Dan gave them the Temple Mount after the 67 war? That's a totally different issue. Basically, he didn't want to deal with the religious aspects. He wasn't a religious person, and he thought that would bring peace with the Muslims by us appeasing them and allowing them to have the holy places. Dayan gave them the Temple Mount. He also gave them Marat HaMachpelah and Hebron. So that was a mistake he made. What else? Alexandra, my mom and her family went in 82. It was totally free then. Yeah, things have changed. Things have changed. It's a conquering culture, but the stakes are higher for speaking against it than Judaism. So guess who? Everyone is afraid of criticizing. Correct. Everyone's afraid of criticizing. All right. Is that it? That's it. All right, everyone. Wait, no. Annie, I was up in the Temple Mount for the first time a few months ago, but did the short tour. Can you please post when you'll go again next? Maybe get big names to go come in. I'll Bli Neder, please God, I will post next time I go. And if anyone is going, please let me know. If I could join you, I would love to join you. All right, folks. That's all for today. And again, my message is let's be part of the change. And again, going and visiting the Temple Mount. It's not about just us going up there for a personal religious experience. It's also about bringing a change for the benefit of all of humanity. Because the biggest danger out there, out to take away all of our freedoms, is the growing cancer within Islam itself, of its discrimination, intolerance, and terror against anyone that doesn't agree with its stringencies. We have to make that change, and the first place to make this change is on the Temple Mount. Join me. Let me know if you're coming so I can go up with you, and let's spread the message. And please share this video so more people can know the truth and be part of the change. Change is happening. Change is coming. Let's not just look from the side. Be part of bringing about that change for all of humanity, and join me. Thanks for watching, everyone. Shalom from Jerusalem and Shabbat Shalom. Annie, let's get a Temple Mount calendar going like it's already. Sounds amazing, Annie. Love the idea. All right, let's talk. All right, let's message it. Take care, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. You may be coming in April. Awesome, Marianne. Let me know. Take care, everyone. Shalom from the Holy Land of Israel.